Your actual target is, sir, you might think, sir, I want to get into IP math program or else a symbiosis or else an NMIMS or a Christ. Okay. Excellent. I'm not denying that at all. But guys, remember, yes, this is a BSc program. Nothing wrong in giving it an attempt. Okay, just to gain some experience as to, you will have an idea as to, okay, how the exams are going to happen. You will go and visit a test center, how the admit card is taken, what are the rules, regulations, and all that. You guys would have an idea as to how that works. So that would help you guys in a longer run. Even if you guys are not planning to go to IIM Bangalore's UG program, what I would recommend is just give it an attempt. Okay. You guys know when this IIM Bangalore UG program exam is going to happen? December 13. Okay. And the beauty is, if you guys are applying for Christ, okay, I told you about an interview process after the entrance exam. Okay, for the interview process, you have to go to Bangalore. Okay. So the interview dates for Christ Bangalore is 13th and 14th. So what you guys could do is, you guys can schedule your interviews on 14th for your Christ, but go there on 13th itself. Write the exam for IIM Bangalore, stay there, next day attend Christ interview, and then you guys can come back. You guys can schedule it that way. I'm just giving you, throwing some options around. Okay. So when it comes to IIM Bangalore's UG programs, you guys know about the deadlines. The applications are already open, and when's the last date to apply? 20th November. Okay. So please do make sure, if you guys are planning for it, please do make sure you guys apply for it. And the exam is going to happen on 13th December, which is on a Saturday. Okay. So the other application windows, interview is going to happen in early Jan. We have discussed all these in our previous video as well. You guys have the access to those videos as well. If not, I'll also share that video in our WhatsApp group. Okay. So I'm not going to dwell deep into all these deadlines because we have already discussed that. So we'll straight away get into the application process. First, what are the documents that are required? One, your latest passport size photo with a light color background. Okay. So school uniform, non-school uniform, nothing. It doesn't matter whichever you guys are comfortable with, as long as it's decent and professional looking. Okay, they're okay with it. And please do make sure it's a light background so that your face is visible. That's all. Okay. Other than that, everything is okay. And if you guys belong to any of the categories, please do make sure you guys get your certificates in order, because had it been SC or ST certificates, you guys don't have validity for that. But when it comes to your OBC certificate, you guys are supposed to make sure that gets renewed every year. Hope you guys know. Okay. If you guys are eligible for OBC, NC OBC, that's called NC OBC. Okay. And please, please, please do make sure, if you guys belong to BC category, MBC category, BC Muslims category, okay, only in Tamil Nadu you are categorized as BC, MBC, and BC Muslims. When it comes to central government, all these belong to OBC. Clear? But just for OBC, there is no reservation. You should also belong to non-creamy layer OBC certificate. You should have an NC OBC certificate. Where do you apply for this? You can also apply that in the E-Seva Mayam, or also you guys can go to the local Tahsildar office to get it. Okay, but typically it takes 15 days to get it. Some of our law students are doing it. They are dated at the date which is close to the deadline. So they were not able to get the necessary certificate. In spite of the fact that they are eligible for it, they are now applying in general. Okay, what's the point? So please do make sure you guys apply for this NCOBC certificate. If you guys are eligible, get that as well. If you guys are from the general category or open category, you guys don't have to worry. Okay, chill. And then signed signature copy. So what's a signed signature copy? Simple, da. White page, put your signature. That's it. Okay, and take a pic of it and convert it to PDF as well. Have it both in the picture format and the PDF format, depending upon where it is required. We'll use it down the line for all the applications. Okay, what typically happens is this signature that you guys upload gets printed in your admit card as well, in the left-hand side at the bottom. In the right-hand side, there will be a blank where you have to replicate that signature. Okay, the invigilator on that test date, he will check the printed one and the one that you signed. He will make sure whether both are the same. Okay, so please do make sure you guys have a signed signature copy, and the sign should be in such a way that it should be, you should be able to replicate it. And your 10th mark sheet is mandatory, just the soft copy, not the physical copies of anything, all soft copies only. These are the only documents that are required. Okay, done. Now, where do you go? You can get into ugiimbangalore.ac.in. Go to this website, and here you get to see this apply for 2026 admissions on the top right. Any doubts? Yeah. 11th mark sheet is required for Christ. That's mandatory for Christ. But in IIM Bangalore, 11th mark sheet is, there is an option where you can upload your 11th mark sheet. There is also an option where you can upload 12th mark sheet. Okay, but those two fields are not mandatory. Okay, I'll also show you that. Okay, so click this. This page would open, or else you guys can directly use this link. I'll also share this link in your WhatsApp as well. Okay, so make sure your browser has this setup. Okay, a normal Firefox or else a Chrome latest version. Okay, that's it. And then it would say, boss, it is basically asking your consent. Boss, I'm going to take your name, date of birth, mobile number, and email ID. Don't worry, we'll not use it for any other purposes. This is just for exam purposes. They're asking your content. You agree to it. You have to. There is no other. Okay, fine. That's a rhetorical best. You have to agree to it. Okay, and then next, you directly get into this page where what happens is you have to fill your basic details, and then the user ID and password gets generated for you. Okay, unlike Christ, where you set up the password, here the password is set up for you. Okay, but to get your login ID and password, you enter your basic details, your name, first name, last name, and all that. Okay, and your date of birth. And I would have told you guys already, as of August 1, 2026, your age should not be more than 20. Hope all of you guys fall in that category. And doing the math backwards, your date of birth should not be after 2010 July. Okay, it should be before 2010 July. Hope all of your conditions are satisfied. Okay. Okay, you guys can fill all these basic details and everything. Yeah, 2010's July was the last to fill in the date of birth. That was the last applicable date. And then fill in your email ID, confirm your email ID, mobile number, confirm your mobile number, and WhatsApp. It's optional. If you guys use a WhatsApp number, you can fill the same number here as well. And then emergency contact number, you can use your parents' mobile numbers. And please do make sure the email ID that you guys use. Okay, please make sure you guys have access to that email ID and you know the password to that Gmail account, because what happens, a lot of you guys use it in your phones and then later on you realize that you don't actually remember the password. Okay, down the line, if the phone gets faulty and you have to log in, you guys don't have the password for it. Please do make sure you guys have it and then use that mail ID. Okay, and always make sure you guys use the same email ID for all applications, because typically what happens, all those informations get shared over mail only. If you guys have different mail IDs for different applications, then you have to work around a lot of things. So please do make sure you guys have the same simple email ID, and make sure you guys have enough space so that new mails can come. Okay, storage, you have enough storage. Make sure you guys have that. And then what are the other details? How do you know about this program? They would ask you, you can just mention social media or something of that sort. And do you want to get updates from us through SMS or email? You guys can put yes or no, depending upon what you guys feel. I would say yes. Okay, yes, you will might get a lot of messages, but at least you will get to know what are the updates that are happening and all that. Okay. Be done with it, and then you just have to clear your declaration. You just have to agree by saying, boss, all the information that I've given here are right to my knowledge. Okay, and then generate an OTP. Okay, once the OTP is generated, your phone number, okay, to your phone number, you'll get an OTP. Fill that OTP, and then click re-verify. So what is this re-verify? Whatever details that you guys have filled, it will be shown, and you just have to tick mark by saying, boss, I agree. These are all the correct details. Okay, so once this is done, you'll complete it. Your registration number is generated, and your user ID and password gets shared to you over phone. Okay, now you guys can close this and you guys can log in again using your login. Once you log in, this is what you would see, and go to application. So it's now that you guys are opening your application. As of now, you have just filled your details to get the login ID and password. So then go to your application. So this one, and then fill the other details. Okay, your date of birth, and some details would obviously be filled already because we have already filled that. So it will already be pre-filled. The other details like your parents' number, nationality, category. And in this category, I told you guys, these are the options that you guys have: general, OBC, SC, and ST. So make sure if you guys belong to any of those categories, just fill it. And here, once you guys fill it, let's say for example, if I put OBC, rather than asking my community certificate or the OBC certificate as a uploading option, they are asking you, boss, who was the issuing authority? So in your certificate, at the bottom right, the guy who gave you the certificate would have signed it. Okay, the district magistrate or Tahsildar and stuff like that. So just type in this guy's rank and when was the certificate issued and what was the serial number. All these details will be there in your certificate. You guys don't have to worry about that. And then person with disability, click no. If you guys have it, click yes. And then save and next. Then go to the next option. See, these are the subcategories. First, your personal details, and then your communication details, qualification details. What do you mean by qualification details? Your 10th marks, 12th marks, and stuff like that. And then your test CD, and then documents to be uploaded. So we are done with personal details. Then we go to communication details. This is just your address. I don't think you guys would have any doubts here. And once you guys fill in the current address, there is an option that says, boss, is this your permanent address as well? If you click yes, this automatically gets pre-filled with the data that you guys filled it here. Okay, so these are pretty basics. You guys can do that. Once you guys are done with it, click save and next. And then what happens? Your qualification details. So what is your qualification details? Your 10th, remember, name of the board, you would put, let's say CBSE or Tamil Nadu State Board or ICSE or IGCSE. That's the name of the board. And here it says board or institute name. So here you fill in your school name. Okay, SSVM or CS Academy. Okay, and the percentage of the marks obtained in math. See, I would have told you guys already for your BSc programs in IIM Bangalore, no matter which BSc program, be it your data science or your economics, your math as a subject in 12th is mandatory. So they are not just saying math is mandatory, they're asking you, boss, what was your math marks? Okay, in 10th and overall marks in 10th as well. That is also being asked. Okay, month and the year of completion, you guys would get to see that in your 10th mark sheet itself. So typically it would be May of the exam year. So if you guys are writing your 12th in 2026, you guys would have done your 10th in 2024. So the certificate would say May of 2024. You guys can just fill that. Did you study math as a subject in class 11th and class 12th? Okay, click yes and no accordingly. But if you click no, it doesn't make sense. You guys are not eligible to apply for this exam at all. So don't do that. Okay. And then if you guys you should also fill your grade 11's marks, name of the board, again, the school name, the marks that you guys obtained in math. Okay. Overall percentage. And see, interestingly, the overall percentage on the GPA obtained for your 11th grade is not mandatory. Okay. So if there is an asterisk, regular asterisk sign above it, then it's mandatory. But here it's not mandatory. Why is this given? Because what happens in a lot of your schools, they wouldn't have given you guys your 11th marks at all. They would have been like, boss, congrats, you have passed. Now move on, prepare for your 12th. They wouldn't even tell you, boss, what is the mark that you guys got. Okay. So the marks is not mandatory. You just can just tell them May of 2025, you completed your 11th. Okay. And then go for your 12th grade, again, name, board, and all that. Again, obviously, it doesn't make sense for you guys. I mean, for them to ask you guys what is your 11th marks because you're not yet done with it. Okay. So this is the next step. And next is your test city. And interestingly, Coimbatore is an option in here. Okay. So you guys can take test in Coimbatore, it seems. So you are supposed to fill 3 test preferences. So ideally, I'll choose Coimbatore as my test preference for the first center. Okay. Just in case if that doesn't happen, then give me Chennai and then give me Bangalore or any other parts. Okay. So you guys have to fill 3 test city preferences. So you guys can go with whichever you guys feel convenient with it. Okay. But you also have to take into account, are you going to write Christ? If you're going to write Christ, then which means you are going to go for the interview because there is no shortlisting. Everybody goes for the interview. Okay. The interview dates are either 13th or 14th. Okay. So you cannot choose 13th because your exam, IIM Bangalore's exam is on 13th. So you have to choose 14th. Then here's your problem. Boss, on 14th, you should be in Bangalore. But on 13th, do I put Coimbatore here, write the exam here, and then overnight I'll have to travel and then move to Bangalore? So you guys plan it accordingly. Okay, talk to your parents and decide that. Okay, and the registration fee would be 3,000. Okay, and these are the documents that you guys need to upload. Your passport size photo, the scanned signature that I told you guys about, your 10th mark sheet. But if you look at it, your 11th mark sheet and 12th mark sheet, they have asked you to upload, but it's not mandatory. So you don't have to worry about it if you guys don't have it. And in the previous slide, you have to pay this rupees 3,000 by click here for payment. So once you make the payment, go for the next page. And here you have to fill in the transaction details of the fee that you guys have paid. Okay. So that's all, guys. And you guys have to upload the screenshot of the receipt that you guys have generated. That's it. And once that is done, you guys have to, refill this, CAPTCHA. But what I was able to see was in this entire application process, I was asked to fill the CAPTCHA 4 to 5 times. Okay, I'm showing it only once, but I was asked to do it 4 to 5 times. Okay, that's a process, but that's how it works. And finally, you can preview by saying what is the application data that you guys have filled. That's all, as simple as that. Any doubts here? No? Very good.